This is my father's old 7231 Terex. He passed away this a couple months ago, January. So I've been muddling around, trying to, I don't know, try to finish some old projects, and I don't know, I just figured I'd make a video and see where this goes. This, the old 7231 Terex, it's been sitting here. I put it here 20 years ago. My dad got it about 30 years ago, a little over 30 years ago. And originally had a 471 Detroit, and when he got it, it was blown up. So he shopped around the old want ad and newspaper, because that's all you had 30 years ago. And he found a bus that he pulled this 6V53T out of, and because that's all he could find for what he had to spend. $1,000. Bought a whole bus. So he put this in it. As you can see, some custom motor mounts. Looks like the originals went like from there to here, but he made a mount, and he had to get the flywheel. The flywheel, I don't remember. I was real little, so I don't remember. But if I remember right, the flywheel is made out of the 6V53 flywheel and the 471 flywheel, or they're somehow joined together to make, because it was something with the depth, and I don't even know. I'll have to investigate. There's a hole in the bottom of the bell housing where you can look up through. I'll have to investigate that. I don't remember. But either way, so I don't know where this is going to go, but we're going to do a little, I guess maybe like a will it run video or something like that. And maybe I'll try to finish this project, make it better. My dad bought this machine because he thought that he was going to get into snow plowing and removal and stuff, and you gotta remember, this is like 1994, 5, so he thought he was going to get into snow removal, big money, and he never did, because it was more to just having a loader at the time. So I just got done fixing, just replaced that seal, and I had to make a piece, make a spacer to go in between the yoke and the bearing, because there was a piece missing. So the oil was leaking out between the splines. Sun's in the way. Between the splines and the yoke, out of that little 2-bolt washer in the front there, because the yoke wasn't sealing against the bearing, which is pressed onto the shaft. So if they're sealed together, it's not going to leak. Well, there was a piece missing, so the oil was running right out of the splines. All the oil ran out on the ground over the course of the last 20 years. And before, it always leaked. So I made that, and I put that together. We're going to make some kind of a parking brake, because it's missing all of the pieces for I'm probably going to make like a disc, cable operated disc parking brake or something. Maybe like a Willwood or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I put some new fuel in it. Put 10 gallons of nice clean new 2026 diesel fuel, which hopefully will dilute some of the 1996 diesel fuel that's in there. Had to do some yanking on the steering, because the hole in the glass there, water ran down the steering column and the bearings were all stuck. moves kind of hard, but I think we're going to end up swapping the steering out with a orbital steering valve out of a newer loader. I know a couple junkyards around. I can go poke around. Maybe I can find one. We'll convert it to that. Get rid of that 1937 steering box. Just put some steering juice in it because it leaks, and over the last 20 years no more steering juice left. So put some of that in. Maybe I can figure out where it's leaking. I don't know. As you can see, we got to do a couple hydraulic hoses on it. They look a little ragged. Looks like 2-wire hose, so we got like 1.5 wires left. I think we'll be all right. But we got to make a fan hub because it never had a fan hub after he put the engine in, because he never finished it because he kind of lost interest in the snow removal thing. We got to put an air compressor in there of some kind. He didn't put the gear-driven air compressor in it because he always told me that there was no room for it on the back of the engine. Something about, I don't know, the torque converter housing is in the way or something. We'll investigate that. Worst come to worst, I'll put a belt drive right there. I have a couple of Quincy belt drive compressors. Maybe we'll put one of those right there, integrated into the fan hub or something. I don't know. Got to put an alternator in it. It doesn't have an alternator. When he did run it, he used it quite a bit. He just put an electric fan on the radiator, a couple of electric fans out of like an old Thunderbird or something, or off like an old turbo coupe Thunderbird. This is what I remember what he had in there. My job was to hook and unhook the wire when he was using it. But I don't know. Maybe sometime later this week or something, I'll grab my Noco jump packs. We'll hitch it to it. Little squirt of starting fluid. It'll probably light right up. It always did, so. And then maybe we'll make this one of the projects. I got a bunch of projects I'll have to introduce you guys to. Got an old 1970 R model Mac, R6 something, 600 something, with a V8 twin turbo and a 5 and a 4. We've done a little work on that. That's not going to be super exciting, but we'll dig into that. Got a bunch of other videos I want to make. Introduce you guys to some of my projects. Got an old Alice Chalmers bulldozer we'll mess around with. I've already started that project, so that we got past all the exciting parts of that. What else do I got here? Got an old sawmill with an old cat. I don't even know what model the engine is. I think it's like a 3800 or something. Old pony motor, 6-cylinder, 1937, near as I could tell the engine is. The mill itself is older yet. I think it's like a bell saw or something. I don't know. Whatever. Well, back to this. We'll probably do a will it run video or something like that later this week when I get the transmission fluid. I ordered up a 5-gallon pail of fluid. We'll pour that in. Hopefully that'll be enough. We got to replace the cables. I already pulled one cable out and measured it. There's 2 cables for the hydraulic valves. I pulled one out and measured it, ordered it on eBay. And if it's correct, I'll order another one. We'll have to put those in so we can lift the bucket. Because you'd have to see what I did to fix the cable 20 years ago. Welding rod, hose clamps, duct tape. It worked, but I pulled on the lever the other day and broke it. So, and the other ones froze up. That wouldn't move either. So we'll have to wait till the ice melts. The battery box is open. It's full of leaves and ice and snow and shit. So we'll have to wait for that to melt, so we can put batteries in it. But I think if I hitch up a couple jump packs there and a starter, we'll probably get it running. What else? That's pretty much it. I don't know how good these old tires are. They're pretty weather cracked. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I found a couple tires on Facebook Marketplace. We'll probably go pick them up, because these are 1825s, which are like next to impossible. They are made of unobtainium, which is surprisingly hard to obtain. So I found some that we can maybe obtain. Yeah, so we'll circle back in a few days, if I don't get tied up fixing plow trucks, and we'll see if it runs. I know it runs. I hate to ruin it for you. I know it runs, but we'll see if it runs. Nothing ever goes to plan, so maybe it doesn't run, and we'll get into that. Between you and I just hope it runs. All right, well, I guess maybe call this part 1 of hopefully many parts. All right, later.